You know what's kind of cool about me is that I'm I'm authentic, and so I think that that has to do with just your ability to stay yourself. Yeah, and then of course, what would you need to be but a healer? And so, dang gummit, I'm sticking to it. I am a healer. How's the sound doing? Let me check. But yeah, this is 7-7, 7-7-10. Well, it's 7-7-26, and yeah, tree needs to come over to my property. But other than that, I disconnect from those people. I have a, it's just predetermined what I need to do. It's kind of difficult, to do the right thing. It's like sometimes maybe it's probably because it's too easy. It's difficult to do the wrong thing, and it feels good, and it's easier to do the right thing. Getting back to being a healer of sorts. Yeah, um, doing my own healing. It takes time alone for me, and I think a lot of people can relate with that. Yeah, you have to get away from the mentally ill, and then you'll clear up. Yeah, it's a frequency. It's definitely like I was trying to explain, how a Gwen tower moves in, and then you're like, what the hell's going on? That's exactly it. And having said that, it's really messed up that there isn't more information about just people, the human ecology. Pardon me while I'm just looking at this here to try to see how the sound quality is. I don't like when people can't hear it, right? I'm pretty sure I've made a few videos now that it's way down. I mean, I think it's up enough that if you really wanted to hear it, you can, and you can just practice being more attentive or clean your ears. Yeah, I think it's on now. Cool. All right. Don't you hate when people say that? Clean your ears. So how are we doing out there in planet muckety muck? Yeah, I'll let you know. I have a lot of inner stuff going on, transformation, and so I was just peeking in at 7-7, or yeah, 7-7 at 7 in the morning, and eh, I'm over knowing what makes up most of the population around me. Where I live, it's the world condensed, is what I call it, which is what makes up the world. Of course, you can put the L down for me, please. Word. People just live on the word there. They try to anyway. But see, that's the world. That's the way it tries to do, and it's under abracadabra. It's very interesting. It's not valid though. That's why they are able to wipe it out across the board. First of all, there's two things going on. Something knows more than you that there is eternal life, that you do not die, that you don't have to get old, and you don't have to get sick either. That's for sure. That's a business they're running. But that's number one, comes with a package there. And then number two, um, just I would say real science, just knowing that the truth about things, like the truth about talking versus, yeah, and okay, that you are a receiver, you're not a thinker, stuff like that. Just there's profound information that somebody can receive because I can see it now. There's just two different types of people. There's people in their heads about stuff, and we all have that susceptibility. Did you know that? Did you know that we all have a sense of self that is narcissism? A narcissism could be the healthy sense of self, but it's also the unhealthy sense of self. See, in general, narcissism is the sense of self, which what do you mean? Well, there is something called ego that one forms it develops from, okay, it starts at the age 2. Now, my dad, he always said that your personality, like the core of your personality, seals itself by the age 3. Yeah, there's something about your personality that seals itself, and I think they're talking about that thing that you have to be really careful from age 2 to 3 with a child, that they're like, I guess they're coming to consciousness, perhaps, and see, but there is receiving going on of information. It starts early, like in the womb, that you're being programmed by what is called the metamorphic field, and it is physical. You're forming there, but it is way non-physical. There's where love comes in. Like, you really want to practice listening to good music, for instance, not lying there. You listen to good music, and then your plants get better looking. It's music that's tuned to the 528, 432, the right hertz level that promotes healing. Okay, so with somebody who's achieved as love in love, just your regular old human being, scarce, by the way, needs to ID itself with its digits. I keep talking about that. Have I been talking about it? I have a weird thing going on where I can't see the likes on my comment section. I mean, I'm on my managing part. I'm like, well, I can't. It's like, that's okay. I don't know. I don't really care, I guess. So, but I realize if I label things right, and if I title things right, it gets more chances of people typing and getting it. That's a very important part of the game. Yeah, to me isn't obvious. There's some peculiar stuff going on. So let me get back to high-minded stuff, talking about some high-minded stuff, babes. Just programming your children with love. Really, it's called love making, right? And that's how you got here. Okay? So in between the age 2 and 3, well, see, what's going on is that the baby is coming to more and more in their body, and the first thing that they are communicating with and over is a very powerful field. It's more powerful. It's the whole being. I would say it's the whole being essence, but I say it's very electrical. So they are using crying. They are Infants are also using laughter. So you're not speaking to them. They're not saying words. You're going to see them smiling, and you're going to see them having a blast, right? And then you're going to see them crying. Then you're going to see them angry. That's the truth, isn't it? That's the first thing that they communicate over and with. They are doing it. Oh, I bet you. Oh, it's natural, isn't it? See, I was standing in line one day, and I don't stand in line much, believe me. It was at the Target, and there was a baby over there in the cart, very small. They could not talk yet. I mean, they were just so darn cute and small, And we have another baby standing right in front of me, in a cart, And they started talking. They started doing Google Talk, though. Goo Goo, or whatever you call it. They started just, and I almost picked up on like what they were saying. I think that they were saying like, "Isn't this amazing? Look at all these damn racks of fucking candy and stuff. Oh man, isn't this a blast?" It was something like that. Like, do you fashion this up to you, man? Fuck yeah, I fashion it, or something. But it was more complex than that. Of course, it was the celebration of just, oh my god, benevolent beings right in front of me, man. I mean, I could just see their galaxy that they were from in their little eyeballs. And then when they started interacting, I was like, wow, man, I can detect the field that they belonged to. I don't know, and that was great, So they aren't alone there, especially when they see each other and have each other like that. They were sharing euphoria. They were sharing like just abundance. That's what it was. But if they were out of their carriage, they probably would be doing abundance. But they were in that cart, and I can just hear it. Anyway, this is to raise the vibrational frequency, babes. You got to, because yeah, when you realize where you are on this plane, on planet Earth, then I guess the Aries would say, then you just toughen up, Buttercup. Yeah, getting back to who we really are, I'm speaking for the side of the organism that is the Aries. Everybody has Aries in their astrological chart. And it's still going that we are learning how to dream, and we are now getting a groove through the Saturnian vibration. But what's really happening is we have Mercury going retrograde. If this is the same video, 7-7, Mercury retrograde right now, and a lot of glitches going on with computers and electronics. And if anything's going to break down, it will have already broken down as far as old electronics and stuff. And it being in Cancer, it's definitely time to be quiet and nurturing and go back and say, well, what was that feeling again? It's going to like force people to feel, much to the dismay of any narcissist. It's painful for a narcissist to feel a genuine feeling like emotions. Getting back to that age of 2 to 3, it's very important to have finished what I was trying to say about that. See, this is just part of the communications. I'm talking about feelings and emotions on a Mercury retrograde in Cancer. That's the way it works for folks. For people who are as skinny as a rail, to pick up on the cosmos, man, like we are one with it. Our skeletons, man, are picking up the cosmic rays, the sun, the moon, the plasmatic field, all of it. Even your next door neighbor, at like I said, a Gwyn Tower, all that stuff. We are an unlimited capacity here because of all of the radiation and stuff. So what are you going to do about it, kids? Don't worry. God does everything. Don't worry, babes. So anyway, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I said God within the first 5 minutes. I don't know. I was looking for Mercury retrograding just to see how, like, when it stops retrograding. And it looks like it's around about, wow, it's around about the 22nd. Oh, sorry. The 22nd. That's trippy. That's weird. I don't know, but it's making everybody feel. And like I said, the narcissist doesn't like to feel their emotions very well. They're apt to get just avoidant about it, and that is to set up boundaries. And it's a right away argument or something, and it's hard to tell who's who, um, because some people know how to let themselves be angry. That's all part of it. Getting back to the natural born baby, which Aries rules. Aries rules the baby, the head first exit out of the giant vaginal column there, and plop. And did it cry? A lot of times they don't, if it's in a natural birth environment away from the hospital. Anyway, but no, getting into the biology of the human organism, is a very, it's a disturbing experience for the soul because of the DNA and what it remembers and how violent it is here. That's part of the reason why the baby will end up just, they cry, but let alone that the environment isn't set up, is like catch 20 or, crescendo or whatever with that. Women don't know that they got to get away from the hospital over there and, oh, God, have mercy. I say get away from the planet, but um, that's just my opinion. How are you guys doing? Do you wish that a spaceship would come and get you? I'm fine. I'm not saying to escape like reality or anything. I'm fine. I would love to test these people. You got to take them to court and say have a reality check, just like I suggested with the effort to bring real science into your laboratory, which is right here. Your heart is the laboratory through which all you're all connected to all truths ever, all truth ever, uh, above and below. And you know the saying here with that sun in the sky, there isn't anything new under the sun. So where people think we're going with anything, where they think they are now is nowhere. I mean, the alarm is that people aren't really being a real presence to each other. They don't even know what it is to, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? It's a big alarm for what is left for the actual human accomplishment. That's what they're saying is, sorry about that noise. What they're saying is the human being is going to go extinct. It can if it does not digitally ID itself. Okay? Tune up. Tune up with each other. It's about the truth. Yeah. And it's not about your ego. It's not about your false identity. Like, okay, so that's pretty difficult, huh? I guess some people are having difficulty. Watch out. Watch out for the people that can't learn anything past the injury that they received between the age 2 and 3, which is, I think, is just that somebody, I don't know, I don't want to think about it. Well, mainly is that okay? Let's all think about it. Let's all let's all look into it. Um, when the baby was crying, it needed its diaper change. When it cries, that means it says it's saying, "Oh, it's uncomfortable here." That's all that it has to communicate. Emotions are not a bad thing. There is something going on with the baby when it cries, when it gets angry. When it gets angry, it's not. See, a narcissist thinks that, oh, you're just being ornery. It's like, no, you probably did step on its toes. You like, maybe there's an energetic boundary. You did. Maybe they were really on to something and you had no right to invade their space. You're so fucking ignorant about hyperlearning mode during a child's learning. Hyperlearning mode happens when they get up into their body. It's way beyond that sealed part of emotionality that they learn. See, they learn how to treat emotions by the way that the adults are treating them. Their emotions, the little baby. They're picking it up and service and all, like if the adults are practicing some kind of weird, like, let's not respond until the third cry or some shit like that, that's wrong. You should, I don't know, there's a first responder that just take care of it. Do you think that when they call an ambulance and somebody says, help, they say, well, let's wait till they call the fifth cry? No. I speak for all the little kids. When my friends or people have kids around me, I'm secretly with the kids. I don't care what they're talking about. What are these stupid adults doing right now? They get right on my side, but no, I don't influence them like that. It's just they get close to me because they sense it. And I don't get out there. I don't get out there. But when I do, of course you get your head chopped off, babe. I'm a human being. It's not only that we're going extinct pretty soon if we don't speak up and create a strength that is beyond the scope of even knowing, but you can know it because, like I was saying in the beginning, there is eternal life, there is reincarnation, there is just getting rid of the dream, like getting out of the dream, getting out of the nightmare if it is. It's a dream if you know that you can come in and out of it. It's a nightmare if you are stuck here. And make no mistake, that's hell. Make no mistake, there are people stuck here. Yep, you can see it in the form of the bondage, the way that people hang on to each other, people. They become impossible to each other. What I mean is like, okay, so, but, I mean, really, what I see, ladies and gentlemen, and like and subscribe, babes, you are far and few between if you see this. There is nobody there. They aren't self-aware. They got knocked on the head somehow early right there. They've been taught to repress their emotions, even to fear them. And so that's just a turnoff. See, your personality is sealed by the age 3. Your emotionality, how that you respond, how you animate. Really, it's your animation, right? And all too much, I mean, come on, we have the Rolling Stones. That's a band. Everybody knows that. Well, that's something to keep them Rolling Stones going. They're just cold-hearted, no expression soldiers. Good for them. Found a place for the excess stuff that comes off of when people are breathing unconsciously. Did I talk about the love frequency? You are to practice love here. That's the religion. Sex is the ritual. Such a different look when you have actually achieved love, the higher harmonics that can harmonize and solve any problem. Oh, it's so much more beautiful and better. See, it's the feeling that we're talking about. I mean, of course, you can have it all there, but are you people feeling good? How do you prove that? How do you hide that? So you can't fake feeling good. You can't fake being fake. Not to somebody who's authentic and who's actually knowing what it is. See, it's very few people that know that accomplishment of feeling bliss, feeling good, and then they want to pass it on to other people because we're here to give each other just a line with, oh, isn't it beautiful? Basically that. It's just a celebration. Now, how does the narcissist convince us when at the end of the day we feel like shit? When at the end of the day we don't feel safe, at the end of the day we feel like we've just been closed off even more. We got a gut feeling like right away with their conversation that says, wow, they're just prejudiced against a lot of things. This person has a lot of fucking work to do with their ego and all that. Oh, really? 60, 65 years old, huh? With money. Huh? 70-year-old. Like, look at fucking Donald Trump. 80. I'm not even a political person, though, but everybody is kind of, they'll say that. But he's a narcissist. Is he? Is he? What is that? If anything, it's a robot. It's an artificial intelligence. It really is. Yes, it is. It's a puppet. It's puppeted by a puppet in the background. It's really difficult to understand that, isn't it, kids? We'll get down to the bottom of it. It's interesting because whatever the fuck is the main like master of that, whoever masterminds that up as the brunt of the population, modern day, strung out on crap across the board. Sorry, but that's the truth. So help me. Sorry, I lost my place. There was a punchline that I was supposed to come up with. I'm telling you, man, if you were most alive as a human being, boy, we are going non-public, that's for sure. We're not seen in society with you fucking people. People. See, I live in a tourist town, and it kind of condenses up here. You know, not only just the kind of people that wound up living up here for a status, for whatever, like, narcissist, of course, when after the COVID-19 announcement, you get your shot, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I think I'll get a Coleman lantern, and I think, what are we supposed to do? Get a dog, and to live in the mountains, whatever that their money can buy. See, it might have been a push to do that. See, the narcissist admires actual, intelligent, confident people. And they may live in the mountains. They may have said, you know what, I was going into the mountains anyway. I got to go. So they go during COVID-19, and then the narcissist is like, well, I got to go too. Because they want to copy people. They want to see, they're fucking paranoid as hell, so they have to fit in. That's the side effect of that. And so then they get a dog in between because of the car commercial. The car commercial has dogs in it. They have pressed for people to have dogs, and it's only that fucking TV that they watch. That average narcissists just love their TV sets blaring in the background, right? You know them, right? Yep. Nausea. Yeah. We're all guilty of having that at one point, but did you turn it off at one point? I did. Why? Because you have this on here. I don't know. I turned my TV off way before I got this. I remember. Last time I had a television set and I watched the news is when they were bringing the space shuttle back to LA to put it in a museum, and they flew it around, and my brother went and saw it, and it flew, and it did its little magical thing across the nation, and it went that way in LA, and everybody was waiting, and then it got on the road, and they pulled it on the road, and my brother got pictures of it. But anyway, that's the last time I saw. I took my television out after that. I don't know. It was such a big. I should have saved that television. It was a big old honking freaking thing, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, by this time, babes, you're saved if you're not interested in the world at all. And that you're interested in higher-minded stuff, like trying to figure out what do we do with communications, let alone a communications device. I'm going to be delivering this for the rest of my life, but mind you, I'm being distracted all of the time. And you are too, though. You're in a mass distraction, holographic fucking maze that's just breathtaking. Yeah. Mainly, I say you can say holographic because your mind is creating the imprisonment. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, otherwise, you see the youth out there. You see some of them, if they're down there in the city. Hi, you guys. The way they can climb a pole and jump onto the balcony and scale the building, and it's like only a few people know how to do that. But that's the human capacity. I mean, that's the human body for you. And somebody's perception saying, I'm not going to stand in line here at the fucking elevator. I'm just going to climb the building and go inside of my window that's always open. Whatever, you know. Just totally different than anybody else. And also, see, but love is that way. Love will allow you to leave the window open and nobody even sees it, you know, basically. Yeah. If you want to get completely invisible, away from diseases, away from anything, I mean, really, you're kind of, you can create a vortex around you. It's not easy here. Not at all. Oh, money is here to break you down. I've figured it out. It's like, okay, do you want me to explain it? I will. Shall I do it now? Am I that bored? No. What I was going to do is just let you know that I'm doing okay. I'm fine. I know I have some videos here that's looking pretty bad. The big baby population that doesn't know how to deal with their own emotions, their karma, what they are involved with, what they've managed to suppress within themselves, what they what they repress, and all of the symptoms that comes up from the grief of being narcissistically abused, sorry, which who knows what that is? What are we saying when we say that? Narcissistically abused. I say that, okay, let's just think with me. You're 2 or 3 years old and you need to get into your emotionality. You need to be able to be free. You need to get into your freedom of psychology, which is your just, did I express that right? Did it get answered? The people around them, who knows what they're doing, why they do what they do. As far as when the baby cries, when the baby get angry, why did the baby get angry? you know, uh, when it cries, if it's left to excessively cry, the entire nervous system is learning something there. I mean, it's pretty soon, after a while, it could be moved into trauma, because any one of those emotions, even laughter, I think, and even joy, would be ignored and repressed and suppressed by these people who are Rolling Stones or something like that, who knows, and trying to make them be a certain way. Those little beings are not free right in the beginning, and they want to dress them up and have them sit and behave, and it's like, let them be free. It's a fine line with that, right? Blah blah blah. It's none of my business, right? Because I never bothered to have kids, but I know what it is to be a kid, and I think that's why I didn't bother. I mean, I love my childhood. I was basically free to be me. I learned music really quickly. I learned everything really quickly. Therefore, yeah, I was allowed to be curious and to satisfy it and really to understand things. I was around people who were adults and they respected other people's freedom. That's what love is. You know that love is in the room when freedom is in the air or something like that, and everybody's having a great time. People are becoming more and more coherent. Their hands are on their higher learning tool. Number one is their body. But I don't know about you, but my dad practiced music. Music is a higher learning tool, really interesting. See, my grandma was a painter. My mother was an amazing writer. Just, but see, women, their higher learning tool is their bodies, but that's what the human organism needs to know. I mean, how would you even know good music? And you feel it in your body when you do it. It's amazing. That's why you want to do it. See, you can get a heavy duty blister problem right here. Trying to learn the violin, um, with all instruments, you can start feeling pain. But the reason why you're going through it is because you hit it. You hit God. You hit that feeling, the reason for it even being there. And that is like with everything else, there is something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Um, you can dial it in. You can find out, well, now just moving into your learning ability. What did you learn? Even if you stepped in a pile of shit, what did you learn? There's got to be something. Hold on to that, narcissist. Hold on to that. See, their learning ability is cut down because they don't have their emotionality hooked up inside of them. They don't know where they can go with it. Like, see, Aries, okay, people are making fun of me because I know how to, I bring my temper up. It's like, it's because there's a problem going on. And I don't need scrutiny from ignorant people. If we find our community, then there isn't a problem. See, I'm with people that don't know how to they don't know how to live together. I don't take all of that on. Excuse me for calling out for help 5 years ago or something. I know who I am. It sucks that we have to defend ourselves away from people that are picking on us just because we've asked for help and we got low. And see, there's this thing that would go on too. It's like, no, why don't you guys know that there's a certain way we live? We live in intention around here. Yeah, if you have life around you that is worth living, there is an intention that was behind it, that started. You have a perception geared, and it's called living in intention to I represent well-being. I would say that I respond spontaneously. I declare humane independence. Yeah, you can rely on me that if I cry, I'm not crying because I'm a narcissist and I don't know why I'm crying. I just know that it gets me attention, like if all else fails. No. I cry because there's something legitimately wrong. Yeah. Uh-huh. If I get angry and I raise my voice and the whole neighborhood hears me, there's something that needs to be looked into. I declare being first responder, woman alive. Go in court, babes. I'm going to identify myself there. Now, I know that men can be the same way. See, I think that they're very much more free than a lot of other men. They are doing, it's just, you look at their bodies. Are they more athletic? Like I said, the one that just does it, man. He does what he does, and he says, you're not going to stop me from being in my body and maxing out the capacity. But see, with the overflow that we have here, and there is an overflow as far as just people breeding out of control, we have them doing all kinds of things, right? As far as men and babes, this place, this fucking zoo that we're in. From sea to shining sea. I imagine there is a population that fades out into the distance wherever Amelia Earhart flew off to, never to return again. Is the so-called intelligent people that looked back and they flew over the cuckoo's nest and they're like, woo, please. And then they're flying to somewhere. Wherever, I don't know, it's like wherever Michael Jackson went, wherever Prince went off to, wherever all these fucking actors have said, you know what? Fuck, I see what's going on here. Cut, quit. I don't care. Maybe judicially they figured something out, and I know for sure that that's what we have to do. Yeah, I was picking up on some stuff just because I'm exposed to it, and when I'm exposed to it, I start picking up stuff, man. I'll penetrate to the prime cause, and yeah, just give me some time. In the meantime, the daytime noise. I have to meditate. I love meditating. It's impossible though with people that don't meditate because they do things that creates a noise around them. They're looking to be a noise. See, that's all you can be is a noise if you don't meditate. Yeah, if you're a meditator, you kind of figure everything out. You're just like, okay, so why are we here? Oh, that's why they have Zen monasteries and stuff, Zen centers. Like I'm pretty sure, like I was trying to talk to you about this higher vibrational frequency thing. It's just like wherever Amelia Earhart went to. Um, but do we tolerate it like right here? Are we just like I can't fly away. I can't go to the monastery right now. Can we be heard over social media? Can we understand each other? See, I happen to think you're supposed to create sanctuary here. You're supposed to take everything back here as far as the use for it. Like, okay, so if it was a watering system made of the monetary field of information, why we even need that? I mean, we do to protect ourselves, but who's protecting us? It pays for us to be completely fragmented, sick, fucking running, busy, 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 busy. In your head, they are fighting. End of OCECT, 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 OCECT.